how's everybody out there? This is Ed Rose coming to you from Melbourne, Florida. There's been a lot of talk about the overlap grip. I'm a big supporter of the overlap grip because I've used it for 40 years. But let me make one thing clear. I didn't invent it. Like, I put these videos out there to give you inputs from all these different people. As I grew in the softball world, I watched the guys that were successful. There were 40, 50-year-old guys back when I was 20 years old swinging with the overlap grip. Surely didn't invent it. They were great hitters, but I never even thought about doing it. But I got to when I was 35. There was I'd play A and B ball, and I was focused on going up the middle. I could hit home runs. I was powerful. I hit home runs left-handed, right-handed. But the team I wanted to get on said they needed home run hitters. I said I can be a home run hitter if I want to, and so I said I'm going to start using the overlap grip. So I started using the overlap grip and going for the downs. Okay, and it worked for me. It worked for me. But again, Johnny Gobbo, a guy that was a legend in the state of Florida, he used it. So I kind of, if it was anybody, Johnny probably influenced me in the overlap grip. Johnny, a great player. Anybody knows him. But I have a group of guys out here at batting practice. I just said, hey, let me just interview them. Most of them I've influenced them to use the overlap grip. Okay, there's pros and cons to it. Again, my theory is that you look at it, and if it works for you, listen to the people. It's not easy to do. There's the story about Dave Reed that he called me up one time and said, Ed, I can't do it. And I said, Dave never did anything, and hung up on him, and now he became one of the best home run hitters in senior ball next to Don Clatterball. And I think Don uses the overlap grip too. I'm not really sure. I forget. Played with him for a long time. But, it is not just about hitting home runs. You can control the bat. It's about, if you got good wrist, like in baseball, you got to snap your wrist if you're going to get a good hit. So my theory, and the reason I started using it, the reason I started using it because I'm getting 10, 15 extra feet, and I'm getting a longer bat. I'm getting it come around faster. All those things that make you more of a power hitter. But I can drive a line shot as well as anybody. And just listen to these. I just want to give you opinions from other people. It's just kind of a lead in. A little lengthy, but have a great day. Enjoy it. Big Chuck, back from your big win in Utah, man. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I want to talk to you because, I'm talking to guys that I've had some kind of influence on convincing them to use the overlap grip. Tell me in your own words what you think about the overlap grip and how it's helped your game.
I've noticed that I used to go 2 fingers, and now I've been really working at the overhand grip. The last tournament that we played in was Florida Half Century 60s, and we ended up winning state. But it gave me more whip. I didn't hit any home runs, but the ball came off the bat so much faster, and it was more of a line drive, and it was fast enough that the infield couldn't even react.
Why would you recommend this to anybody if you would?
It takes a while to get used to, but as far as bat whip and the way it snaps and hits the ball, it just jumps.
Yeah, most guys tell me they can hit pitches that they couldn't possibly hit with another grip. Like one up high, one down low. Think about it. When you roll your wrist, the key to hitting is rolling your wrist, and you can roll your wrist every time. That's kind of why I adopted it 40 years ago. I didn't invent that grip. I took it from old guys. I had guys in town here. I'll give you a story. His father used the grip, and he the boy. I can't think of his name. he didn't use the grip, but I taught it to him, and he hit his first home run ever. Stacy Greer. Carl Greer was one of the best hitters in this town back when I was growing up.
Yeah, I played with Stacy.
Yeah, and well, he was not a power hitter.
I'm gonna tell you that when I watch is John Ferrani who does this, and he tweaked tell me about my hand, so he tweaked it. But John has it's all, he gets out there and it's all wrist. It's just.
You know who convinced John to do the overlap grip?
Probably you?
Not probably. It was me.
Okay.
I'm going to be interviewing him. Okay, that was a good feed in or segue.
All right, John.
Okay, I'm interviewing my buddy John Ferrani, and John Ferrani is like the #1 home run hitter in the Melbourne League, the Palm Bay League. and he uses the overlap grip, and
Yes, sir.
yeah, I'm gonna, and I feel like I'm like a proud father because I convinced you to finally use it. Tell them the story about how you went to use the overlap grip.
Well, first couple of years, he taught me into playing senior ball, just regular grip. Hit every day, and he said, "Why don't you try this overlap grip?" He showed it to me. Made sense to me. Started using it and never went back.
Yeah, you're one of the few guys that picked it up and never went back because, a lot of guys, what happens, you start using it, you go to a point that you go bad, just like we all do, and you blame it on the grip rather than yourself or your mental attitude. So you never went through that period?
No, I mean, everybody goes through periods where you don't hit, but got to have something to blame it on. But no, just switched over to the grip and went through a couple bad stretches, but a couple months later, it was working good. Been using it now for probably like 8-9 years.
And man, do you use it, dude. I'm telling you what, when I pitched you, I pitched a lot of great hitters in my lifetime. You got as much turn and spin and bat speed as anybody. It's crazy.
Yeah, that grip really does allow you to speed your bat up, get a little bit of length to it. And I really do think it helps increase the bat speed, hit a lot more pitches than you could.
And yeah, there you go. You're able to hit pitches that you normally wouldn't be able to hit, and that's why I wanted you to do it, because you always like to hit that high pitch, and you miss some of them, but you don't miss as many now with that overlap grip. You hit it like I'm like, wow, man, you hit it so fast. It's crazy.
That overlap allows you to like go up and tomahawk that thing and still get good bat speed.
They don't call you Cheap Tomahawk, man. Or, you do a good job, man. Thanks, John.
Cool.
Now, what were you saying about John?
I said when John swings, because I'm a pitcher and I see him swinging, when he hits the ball, it's all just a pop. It's so easy, and he doesn't swing hard, and the ball goes. I mean, I've seen him hit a ball 400 feet.
It's that pop of the wrist, man.
Pop of the wrist with the overlap.
Here I am with Dan Carlson. My Canadian buddy is now a U.S. resident, and wife working in America. He's happy as a pig in a blanket. I guess there's another way to say that, but yeah, I think I can take credit for convincing Dan to use the overlap grip, but he listens to a lot of people, but I think he knows that he listened to the right guy this time. Well, now I'm done giving myself a lot of credit. What do you think, man? You tell me your story and be honest. I can take anything you got to say. What do you think about the overlap grip?
It works. Through my career, I've seen a lot of people use it with great success. Usually anybody who's hit with a tremendous amount of power has used that grip. And I had experimented with it, didn't really give it a full shot. When Ed finally convinced me to give it a chance, I was already at 2 fingers down with the knob of the bat in the palm of my hand. So the full commitment to it, and then just giving it a little bit of time, it really made a difference for me.
You are really smoking the ball at this point in your career.
I feel good. I really do feel good.
You think you can control the bat as well as you could, with the other grip?
That was one of the reasons I was hesitant to fully commit with it. I'm a place hitter guy.
Mm-hmm.
I can spray the ball all around the diamond. I didn't want to lose that. A lot of the guys who were influencing me, they were dead pull hitters. I didn't want to lose that, but I can still. I just hit it where the pitch is, and
so it doesn't really affect. I mean, I haven't seen it affect you. You hit some balls left field that went out.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you must have seen me, do my magic to all fields.
You're definitely a great hitter. You want to see a laser beam show? Watch Ed Rose.
Well, yeah, you keep talking like this, I'll keep you on camera for a long time. But no, listen. What do you think? Other people should use it? It's not for everybody. What?
I would definitely recommend, if you're looking for more power, it's one of the things you should absolutely try.
What about a base hitter just looking to make line shots work?
It's working for me.
Don't you think the ball comes off a little better?
It does. The bat gets a little longer, and what I find is once you commit to the swing, there's no stopping it. As opposed to maybe sometimes with a grip like this, you maybe change your mind and bat slows down. With a full overlap, if you're swinging, it goes.
Now here's the big thing about that grip. The thing that I say beats the other grip is that you roll your wrist every time.
Yes, sir.
It doesn't make you a great hitter. I mean, when you say it can help you be a great hitter, but it's all hitting's in your mind. I mean, I've been using it for 40 years, and I batted about 550 the last tournament. So, if you don't hit them where they ain't, it don't matter what grip you're using, right?
Yeah, and what I say about your hitting is, you you hit it with authority, and it doesn't matter if you're pulling it or if you're pushing it. It's the way you hold the bat, and you have excellent bat control, and you definitely spray the ball over hard. So anybody who's looking to do that, it's worth a try.
Well, I can tell you one thing, dude. You're built like a Greek god, and you're hitting the ball really, really good. You give all that praise to him. I guarantee you've been hitting the shit out of the ball. You keep it up, man.
Well, thank you. And it's good to be doing this all the time, man.
Yeah. Welcome to
bless
Florida.
Yeah.
God bless America. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I'm here at batting practice with my man Phil Farmer, and Phil and I go back 45 years, something like that.
80s, yeah.
And I like to think I had some influence on switching this guy's to an overlap grip. So, Phil, basically, I'm sharing with the audience the benefits of overlap grip and how it benefited you. Tell me a little story how you went to it and why.
Well, I went to it because at the time, when I first started playing ball, everybody knows I was like a singles hitter right over second base, little shot. Needed to get a little bit more pop. Everybody said for your size, should hit a little farther. I started the overlapping grip, and watching you, Ed, and some of the other guys, John, and all these guys hit out here using that overlap. There was something to it, you know. So I definitely got more yardage, feet out of hitting the ball and stuff. And
You're good.
And I just now, once you get used to it, it's easy. You know, you get more wrist action, you do the other action and stuff.
You hit pitches you can't normally hit before, right?
You can hit outside, go for the outside pitches and the low pitches a little bit more. Yeah, even the inside pitches. It's in the wrist.
Do you recommend it to anybody?
Well, if everybody's happy for their swing, I'm not proficient enough to say, hey, you know, you should change or do something like that. But I would suggest everybody give it a shot, give it an option, work it into their.
Do you ever go through the period where, oh shit, this ain't working? You know, you start to go bad, and you blame it on the grip.
I blame it on the bat or something else. I find something to blame it on. No, but once you get that swing down and you hit the ball, you know it's solid. You can feel it coming off the bat.
Yeah. And you got control of the bat, right?
Pretty much for my age, I would like to think, you know, that I can pretty much hit the ball, not 100%, but pretty much enough to where my batting average, and I'm staying up there where I need to be.
Okay.
Play on a team like Venom, a championship team, yeah.
Yeah, you did really well. You got you're going to be nominated for the Hall of Fame.
Well, I
26
nomination.
points.
Like I say, I'm humbled by it, but more power to it. If it works, it works, and you know.
Dude, you're one of the best outfielders in the country.
Well, God's blessed me with the ability. So
Okay.
What can I say?
Thanks, man.
Right.
We got Gary Benton from Melbourne, Florida here. What were you in the service? You were in the military, right?
I was in both the Air Force and Marines.
Well, you were a lieutenant, general, or what?
I was a major at the Air
Major.
Force. Is what I retired
Okay,
as.
we won't hold that against you. But listen, we're interviewing him, and this is one of the guys on this tape that I'd have any influence on. But he is one heck of a hitter, one of the best in the county, maybe the state. But I want to get your perspective on when did you start using the overlap grip?
I was about 35, somewhere around that ballpark.
And you did it because?
You know, I don't remember if I had a specific reason other than just transitioning fully from a baseball swing to a softball swing. And I'd watched Ray DeMarini's hit like a softball god, and he was using the overlap grip, and I felt like it was funny as hell when I first started it. It took me about 6 months. So I worked on my way down. I started with taking my pinky off, then 2 fingers off, 3 fingers, until I got eventually the entire overlap grip. It took me about 6 months to really get comfortable with it, but once I got it, the bat whip that it created was just so much better. And I've just been doing it ever since.
Why would you recommend, and if you would recommend to other people to use it?
You know, it depends on what you want to do, what type of hitter you want to be. If you're trying to sit there and maximize your distance, how hard you hit the ball, really exit ball velocity, then overlap grip is nothing better. Because fulcrum is just so small, that bat's just going to whip. Everybody talks about that whip effect and everything. When you use that overlap grip, you're really maximizing that effort. The more fingers you put on the bat, the slower that bat head's going to go through the zone, but you have more control. So if you're one of those guys you like to hit backside, maybe you don't want to use an overlap grip. But if you're trying to hit gap to gap, or you're trying to sit there, hit the occasional power, or just hit those nice hard line drives, nothing better than that overlap grip.
Well, you said that really well. The only thing I might disagree with you on is the fact that I think you can still hit to the opposite side. You don't do it because you got so much pop. It, now at my advanced age, I have to, I don't hit it as well as I used to, and I can go to right field just as well as I can. And I think the overlap grip helps even more because you can hit pitches that you can't hit with the other grip. Do you agree with that?
I would, but I would just sit there and say because you're not having as much bat on the ball, it's like depending on your strength level of of whatever level you're at and everything. If you got extremely strong wrists, you can do that and you can do it very well. And when I played a lot of U-trip ball, I lived backside and I used that overlap grip, and it was very easy for me to do. But I was taking 400 swings a week, and I was working out my wrists all the time and everything. So if you got the wrist strength to do it, absolutely, it's still a great tool.
You know they call you down here in the South, right?
What's that?
A big old boy. Thanks.
Yep.
Well, here we are. Here I'm interviewing my youngest son, Scott Rose. Isn't that something, Scott? We've gone a long way in softball. When you started playing softball, when you were 15 years old, I put you in the lineup one time when you went 3 for 4.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Connect Park.
Yeah, you were, even though you shouldn't have been playing, and you were so big that that was a pretty good performance though. But look, we're here to talk about the overlap grip. Obviously, since your father used it for 40 years, why did you do it? Because I used it, or what? Give me a little bit why you used it and why you like it.
From my recollection, it's just I think in probably my mid-20s when I started seriously playing softball. That was kind of the cutting edge way of swinging the bat. And I remember it took me a while. I remember a lot of batting practices, working with the grip, and it didn't feel natural. And then just like most things, just with repetition, the flip switches and it feels natural. And I couldn't imagine swinging the bat any other way now.
Yeah, you're breaking it. How do you swing when you swing left-handed? You do the same way?
No, I don't. I do hold a pinky off the barrel just to help. I don't know. It just feels better. Left hand is a whole other approach for me.
Yeah, it's crazy because
Yeah.
I've been using it 40 years, but left-handed I never swung like that. And today, if I go around left-handed, I can't do it. It's in my head. So it is a very difficult thing to do. Like any habit you break, and swinging a bat, the way you hold it is a habit. But what do you think it does for you? I mean, you hit one in this park of 410 feet just the other day.
Yeah, I think for me it helps naturally the wrist break. You're committed. When you throw your hands at the ball, your wrists are going to roll automatically. I think it helps cover a lot of mistakes. You don't get jammed with your wrists or your handwork, so to speak, when you're swinging. When you're overlapped, they've got no choice but to
break. That's kind of why. That's my selling point, and that's why I started using it, because the whole key to baseball hitting, right, is breaking your wrist.
Yeah.
You don't break your wrist, you don't hit the ball very well.
I think that bat becomes a bit of a whip.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's helped me hit strong to all sides of the field. I mean, I can hit them deep to right field. I can hit them deep to left field.
But I was told that it was your mother's influence that made you such a good hitter.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt. I mean, she's got a lot of athletic ability on her side of the family.
Yeah, okay. I love you too, son.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, that's hit, dude.
Oh yeah.
That'd go over
Dude,
that was like
3 hopper to the net.
that was like 360. That's another one. It's a long way. That's about 340. Go ahead. Oh! It helps you get your timing down too. It's only about 350 there.